Hey there! I hope you enjoyed that video I just did of the drive between Chuckanut Manor and Larrabee State Park. I'll admit, it was a little bit unexciting. I thought Amos would have a harder time, but you know what? We have to test these things to find out. So I really hope you enjoyed that. What are we doing next? Well, I am going to be going from Larrabee State Park up to visit my buddy Jeff Van Lowe at Van Lowe Auto Service. I really just have a great love for the guy, and so I can't wait to go see him and his brother Jason, another great friend of mine. So I'm going to head up there next. So join me as I take that trip. We're going to head through the rest of Chuckanut Drive, through Fairhaven, merge onto I-5, and then we're going to take I-5 to Sunset, and then we'll get off and we'll take some roads. So join me on this drive. I will tell you as I turn the camera on and off, but we're going to have this will be a relatively longer video. So thanks for joining me, and let's have a great time. Let's take a look too at our route. And you can see here real quick, we're going to be heading from Larrabee State Park up through Chuckanut, the rest of Chuckanut Drive, through Fairhaven, and then getting onto Interstate 5 north. So again, thank you very much, and let's have a great drive. All right, I think my sound is good. We're gonna try this out. You know, weird thing happened as I was sitting here getting set up to film this. FSD engage. I had a guy in a little red Toyota pickup truck come up behind me, hauling ass, blaring his horn and swerving into the pull-off I was in like he was going to hit me, and then pulled back out and went around. Like he was pissed off I was in a Tesla or something. It was really weird. Because I was just sitting there. I hadn't even seen him on the road. Anyway, that might be an omen for an odd day, huh? All right, we're entering Whatcom County. As I said in that wordy intro, we are going to be now doing a drive, FSD test drive, from Larrabee State Park to Lynden, Washington, to Van Lowe's Auto. Great little shop if you're ever up in Lynden, you need to have some work done. Van Lowe Auto. So this will be good. Again, we've got some nice windy roads here. Narrow. We're going to see some nice views. And then we're going to do we'll have some city driving in this video because we'll be going through Fairhaven. And then we'll be getting onto Interstate 5 North. I'm not going to record the Interstate 5 portion because, well, one, it's not FSD, it's autopilot, and two, I don't want these videos to be 7 hours long, and three, the camera overheats, so I have to be a bit mindful of that. So you'll just have to take my word for it that I don't intervene when I'm on I-5, and I actually do usually intervene when I'm on I-5 because I just don't have patience for the other drivers. Wow. I am going to be struggling, I think, to find challenges for this in areas that aren't more congested or have really odd edge cases. I mean, the car's doing wonderfully well. Oh, little tinkle there. Got upset I was taking a drink of water, I guess. Oh yeah, this is wonderful. I hope you're enjoying this camera angle. That's a nice BMW. I wanted to give you a little wider frame so you could see more of what's going on, but also enjoy these beautiful views. I mean, it is absolutely stunning through here, especially in the fall. I'll have to take you all on a scenic trip just to enjoy the autumn leaves. Okay, that was a little weird. This is almost more torturous than the first part. The first part makes people pucker because of how narrow it is, but this has more windy roads. The car's doing really well. I would not expect it to do much worse than this. I've been struggling with audio, so again, I hope this is sounding good. I'm probably going to have to invest in a better microphone. Don't matter how good the video is, if the sound sucks, nobody wants to watch. Man, I am just surprised. Now, I have been using it now, obviously, for almost a week, and there are some definite areas of concern. Yesterday I filmed, unfortunately none of the audio came through, so I had to get rid of it. I filmed a trip going from my work to home, and I had to intervene. I had a hard time merging onto I-5. It didn't want to get into the proper lane. And a few other edge cases where, or not edge cases, but just like kind of simple tasks seem to be beyond it. For instance, that U-turn that we would have had to do in the previous video. Instead of making that big round trip, we could have done a U-turn, but the car isn't capable of those yet. Beautiful homes through here. Some other areas, roundabouts. It seems to struggle to figure out where it wants to be or where it should be at in relation to the roundabouts, if they're more than one lane or if there's been some traffic modifications. Little bit of a pinch on the brakes there. Let's go ahead and pull that all the way out for you. I'd love it if you'd leave it in the comments. Any other testing you would like to see. Again, I'm going to try and hit up Whatcom County here some today, so I'll be bringing you some videos of different places around the county as the car tries its hand at making its way around. But I also like to bring you the pretty views. Half the fun of this is getting to see the sights. Oh, here we have a school bus approaching. I wonder if Amos will have to react to it. So far, the car is behaving just phenomenally. I mean, a couple little phantom braking issues, but nothing major. I haven't had to intervene. It handled the 4-mile trip between Chuckanut Manor and Larrabee State Park and all of its narrowness and curviness with 0 interventions, besides me having to flip a U-turn. And here we are just cruising through Washington State Route 11 with absolutely no issues. Okay, here we come up to a nice curve. Let's see how the car handles this. Slowing down before time, very nicely done. Coming into the curve smoothly, no jerkiness, no wheel chatter. Wow. Oh, that is nice. Very natural. Little bit close to the lane there, but not bad. Here we come around another one. Oh, wow. Very nicely done, Amos. I'm curious, does anybody know how they designate interstates and state routes? So, odd-numbered interstates or odd-numbered highways, like I-5 or Highway 11, are north-south routes. So if you see an odd number, you know that that is a road that runs north and south. If you see an even number, say Highway 20, then you know that that is a... Oop, the car is slowing down for some reason, and it's because I think it wants to make a turn, and I don't know why it's stopping. So I had to goose it a little bit. Okay, I'm intervening. I think it sees that stop sign.
I didn't understand that.
I think it saw that stop sign and it didn't quite know what to do. So anyway, there was an intervention. That was not good because that was a pretty simple, that was a relatively simple task it needed to do, and it did not do that with any kind of grace at all. In fact, I had to do the whole thing for it. Okay, well there you go. This might be the route I torture test on then, because we've had one intervention so far, and we want to make sure that we get good data and we really put the car through its paces. Oop, pinch the brakes a little bit there, a little nervous, but so far still doing well. Yeah, so there you go. The more you know. Even numbered routes, east-west. Odd numbered routes, north-south. Okay, we're coming up here to what looks like to be a hard left-hand turn. Yep. Okay, let's see how the car manages. We're going to be driving right beside I-5. Oh, nicely done. So why did it have a hard time with the other one? That's weird, because it managed this just fine. Okay, yeah, So we are in Fairhaven now. Anybody familiar with Whatcom County? You'll know Fairhaven is a cool little town. My grandpa, as a kid, was a delivery. And unfortunately, there you have it. I lost my sound again. I was just letting you know that my grandfather, who was born in 1912, I do believe, was a delivery person. He delivered newspapers and all kinds of different things down in Fairhaven, and he would tell us really cool stories about the history of the city, seeing the horse-drawn carriages on the cobblestone streets and the brick-lined streets. And he would tell us that the reason that they used cobblestone or brick on the streets back then were because the horses needed some grip. They needed traction when they were climbing the hills with their shoes. So very, very kind of cool stuff. Fairhaven is a neat little city. It has a wonderfully delicious pizza restaurant called Fat Pie. If you haven't had a chance to check that place out, I would highly recommend it. And yeah, just really cool scenery. As we cruise along here, again, the car really wasn't having any problems. I'm a bit of a loss to find what it is I need to do to really torture test this program, because overall it seems to manage corner cases relatively well, and from what I've seen, it struggles with some of the more simpler spots. So I think that's hopefully a good sign, because you would think that the easier items would be obviously easier to fix. So here we go. We can see we're waiting for our turn. We're going to be making a right-hand turn. Car is just doing wonderful waiting. We had a pedestrian and a dog waiting there. Car didn't have any issue with that, didn't get freaked out, waited its turn, and then proceeded through the intersection. So we're going to cruise up here past this gas station, and we're going to approach our highway on-ramp. We're going to be getting onto Interstate 5 North, and the car acted a little weird right there, but nothing bad. Hopping on I-5 to go north up to Lynden to visit my buddy Jeff and Jason at their shop. And so, as usual, I don't really bring you the footage of I-5 because, again, it's autopilot versus full self-driving, and I'm testing autopilot, and I also get frustrated on I-5. So there you have it, folks. We are off, and I hope you enjoyed this section, and I will be back with you when we hop off I-5 and get onto the Sunset intersection. Okay, folks, we are approaching the Sunset Drive exit. I intervened once on I-5 while I was in autopilot because I needed to get over in the left-hand lane to let some cars merge, and the car was doing it slow. But that was the only one. So here we are. We're making our exit onto our off-ramp. We're going to be making a right-hand turn. This is a congested area, folks, congested area. So hopefully the car does good and I don't have to be all puckered up. So we're doing here, this is Larrabee State Park. So we went from Fairhaven. Oop, easy does it, car. So we went from Larrabee State Park, excuse me, through Fairhaven. We merged onto Interstate 5 North, and now we are heading to Lynden, Washington, which is one of our northernmost towns, and we're doing that via Sunset Drive and the Hannigan is what it's known as, the Hannigan. It's a parallel route. It runs parallel with the Northwest and the Guide Meridian. All of you will take you up to Lynden. So we're going to see how the car manages in this traffic. So far, so good. Let's go ahead and give you a nice big screen. And this is a good video. We're getting a good mix of all kinds of different road conditions and drivers and driving, albeit maybe a little bit long. We'll do another video, so be on the lookout for that. Again, why it's a good idea to subscribe to my channel. I'm going to go from Lynden to my place of work, Bellingham Technical College, and I believe the car will take me down the Guide Meridian, which is a very busy artery for the Canadian border that has multiple roundabouts and lots of traffic. So another great video. Hope you join me for that one as well. I hope the camera doesn't get too hot. So far, so good. And I hope my audio continues to sound good. Oh, we got a beautiful Range Rover behind us. Okay, very nicely done. We're going to be making a left-hand turn onto the Hannigan up here. Good. Car recognizes it needs to be in the correct lane, and it's getting over. Give it just a little bit more speed, just so we match the speed of traffic. Yeah, I need some suggestions. If you are a fan of my videos and you're up here in the Pacific Northwest, why are you doing that, car? Please let me know what you think, and I would love to share. There we go. I would love to share those routes with you. I'm also going to do some more charging off the beaten path videos here soon. Okay, car. That was a little weird. It's a good thing I got the student driver sticker on the back, but it made it. I want to go up to Semiahmoo. There's some destination chargers there, which it's right on the water, very north. Beautiful by Birch Bay. So I want to go check those out, make sure they work, and they're maybe worth the trip. And then there's a charger on PlugShare way up by Nooksack that I want to go check out. So again, not just FSD testing we're doing here. We're going to be doing all kinds of cool stuff. I love the road trip videos, charging videos, knowledge bombs, all that good stuff. Forgive me, I had to get a little drink. My mouth starts to get dry. Okay, our light just turned green. The car knows that, and we are headed out. Okay, so far so good. It's a little bit of a weird lane because it dogs and then dogs again. Just a little bit, but we'll forgive it for that. Okay, so far so good. I thought I was going to be a lot more puckered up. Now the car needs to get over into the right lane, and I don't think it knows that. I'm going to signal and tell it to get over, and I had to pop in front of that. Okay, sorry, I had some technical problems with my audio, and again, if the audio sucks, the video may as well just be thrown in the trash. So I stopped, but I didn't do anything besides pull off, get my microphone situated again so there was sound, and then get back on the road. So intervention, yes, because I had to pull over, but we are back on the Hannigan, headed up to Van Low Auto Service up in Lynden, Washington. And we're going to see how Amos handles, again, country roads. So we are out in the county, and this is a arterial that is relatively busy that connects Bellingham and Lynden, and then Lynden to the Canadian border. All right, let's go ahead and we'll pull that out for you. It's a long, straight shot, so it may not be super exciting, but you never know. We may see some interesting stuff on the way, and that's why I'm bringing you along for the ride. Yeah, not real exciting. This used to be my bus route when I was a kid. We'd come down here and pick all the other kiddos up as we went to Meridian. Van Wyck Road, I lived on the opposite side of what's known as King Mountain. So on this side, no bueno, but on the opposite side of the mountain, that's where I grew up. Very cool. I hope you like this wide angle. Lets you maybe see a little more. You can kind of see what I'm doing with the pedals. You can see the wheel a little bit. And then obviously the screen. Lynden is a Dutch community. And at one time, I think it had one of the highest churches per capita in the United States. Very, very religious town. I don't know if it still holds that honor, but used to. The whole town would shut down on Sundays, so you couldn't go grocery shopping, you couldn't get a drink, definitely couldn't go dancing. Oh boy. And they've loosened up on that a little bit. You can go to the grocery store and whatnot now, but still most everything is shut down. Every time I see a Ford F-150 go by, I'm always looking to see if it's a Lightning. Oh, there it is. That's my old school bus. I'm sure it's on the same route that I used to ride. Not that maybe you care too much about how I got to school. All right, we've got about 9 miles to go. How's our drive been so far? Pretty damn good. We've had a couple interventions, so not perfect. But again, we're asking a lot of Amos, right? We were on a scenic byway with lots of twists and turns, narrow, winding. We transitioned into city driving. We went in through Fairhaven, and we had some issues there, but nothing that we couldn't manage. One intervention for a weird right-hand turn it had to make that it just got confused on. And then we merged onto I-5 North. We got off at Sunset. The car managed to get through those congested roads very well. And now we're traveling up the Hannigan North to visit my buddy Jeff and my buddy Jason. And so far so good. Had some audio issues with this video, so I had to shut down the recording for a moment, and so you could count that as an intervention, I guess. It was an intervention for the stupid camera. Up here on the left, it's now a Grange, but it originally was the first school in Whatcom County. That was the original Meridian primary school. And kind of neat history. It's neat. There's still some cool stuff up here that they've hung on to. And the other thing you notice as we've left Anacortes and that more affluent Skagit County area, we're seeing less and less cool cars. No Maseratis, not a lot of Teslas, but that's okay. Car's just doing so good. This is almost got to be boring for you, I'm worried. We are going to have some good corners coming up here, but overall, this has been a really nice drive, easy. Not a lot of interventions, not a lot of cool cars, but there is some good scenery, so I hope you're enjoying that. Oh, we're going through this corner very conservatively. Tesla! Yay, we saw another Tesla. There's only one supercharger up here, and it's in Blaine. It's actually, so it would be west of us, west and north of us by, a fair amount of miles. Not too bad, but we're doing good. I got a full battery. hopefully my buddy Jason will go for a ride. I don't know if he's ever experienced riding in a Tesla before. Maybe he has, but I'm kind of hoping that he'll go for a ride. I hear he's not a huge fan of EVs, so we're going to see if that's actually the case. Man, it's just driving through here, no problem. Very, very well done. Good. The camera hasn't overheated yet either. It doesn't seem. Kind of nice having you join me. It's like having somebody go for a ride. Hopefully you don't mind my banter too much. Hopefully my sound is still good. Oh, this is an interesting little seafood market. I haven't seen this before. Huh, Hannigan Seafood. Cool. Remember, the car's been driving this whole time, folks. There on the right is the primary school, Irene Ryther Primary School. Irene Ryther was the very, very first teacher for the Meridian School District. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I believe that's true. Ooh, look at this, a G-Wagon. Nice. Hell yeah, and then a Sprinter. All right. Yeah, we're seeing a little bit cooler stuff. This area, folks, if you don't know as well, there's the Meridian Middle School. At one time, Whatcom County was like the third or second largest berry producer in the world. Tons of raspberries. We grow raspberries, just an epic amount of raspberries, epic amount of blueberries. Very, very, very agricultural area, as you can see. We're driving through here, and yeah, just massive amounts of agriculture. Beautiful. Another Porsche Taycan. Wow, we actually are seeing some stuff up here now. We've got just about 5 miles to go, folks. So if you've hung in there this whole time, hey, great job. I'm guessing this video is going to be over 20 minutes long, so I appreciate you sticking with me. Yeah, I mean, it's not robo-taxi ready. It's not driverless ready. You got to be here to monitor it because it makes silly mistakes. But boy, oh boy, when it works, and it works 99.9% of the time. I mean, it is literally the March of Nines now, folks. We are getting so close. All right, we are approaching traffic controlled intersection, and we had some golfers here. I'm gonna make sure they get across the street safe. Raspberry Ridge Golf Course. They used to have a Bob's Burger and Brew there that we would eat at all the time. Lots of things change. I haven't driven up this way in oh boy, probably 10 years. Normally I just take the Guide Meridian, so it's kind of fun to get to see the changes. We're here at what's known as Pole Road. Pole Road takes you to Everson and Nooksack, so it takes you out towards the mountains, but still heading north, just more easterly. Car's doing great job. I mean, I wouldn't know it wasn't me driving if it wasn't me sitting here in the driver's seat. Okay, good. Car pinches brakes just slightly and let us go by. Used to go to a cool restaurant named Linda's Lunchbox back there at High Notes Corner. There's some great memories with my mom and my grandma. Worked at the Rusty Wagon back when it was called George's. It's actually where I got my start as a dishwasher. And we're going to let the Porsche Cayenne go around, and here we go. Yeah, I kind of had an interesting string of careers. I started out washing dishes. Actually, I started out picking berries on a raspberry picker. But then I started washing dishes, learned how to be a line cook, went to technical college for culinary arts, decided I wasn't going to be able to support a family as a cook, and got very lucky getting a job in one of the oil refineries as a warehouse shop person. And I just applied myself and learned instrumentation and electrical, and I talked to everybody, and I read all the books, and I went to night school, and I studied, and I studied, and I took the tests, and I got certified. And then I got hired by another refinery, and then I got hired by the college. So, kind of an interesting life so far. A lot of hard work been put into getting where I'm at, but it's all worth it. And this is why I enjoy this so much, because again, it's another challenge, right? I'm learning another skill and the ability to do something. We're getting close to our final destination. We're just about 2.5 miles away. It doesn't look like the camera is overheated on us and gotten too angry, so that is awesome. We've only had a few minor interventions on a trip this long. I think that's pretty impressive, honestly. And I knew this was nothing but a long, straight shot, but I wanted to see how the car would do. I wanted to bring you all kinds of different scenarios, and I think this is another one. And it's up to you to watch it to the end or not, right? If you don't want to watch it to the end, I don't blame you. But I would certainly hope that you do. And if you don't, please, again, hit that subscribe button. I am just so honored. It is really, truly, it touches me that over 100 of you so far have decided that you want to spend time with me and spend more time with me in the future. So thank you. That means a lot. It really does. And it would mean a lot if I get some more, because again, I want to have fun, want to learn a new skill, want to bring you some interesting footage and banter and scenery. And just enjoy doing this. All right, I can see some traffic up ahead. We're coming up to Lynden now, so we will find out how the car does transitioning between different cities. Again, this was a Larrabee State Park in Fairhaven, Washington, to Lynden, Washington, via Interstate 5, the Hannigan, and multiple city side streets. Oh, we're pinching our brakes. Looks like we're coming to a one-lane road ahead. So we're going to see how the car manages with this. I may intervene just because I don't want it to cause any problems with traffic. Okay. So we're going to see how the car does in this scenario. We've got what looks like a fender bender here on our right, which I shouldn't laugh. That's probably too bad. But haven't been in a fender bender yet, and we have a robot driving. So again, humans drive with such a small amount of buffer. Like, the safety margins that we accept when we're driving are just incredibly small. And I think that's one of the reasons why FSD doesn't always look... Oh yeah, that sucks. That's why FSD doesn't always look as smooth as it could be, or as natural, and that's because we're not used to it having such a big safety margin. It really wants to give a big safety margin. So let's see how it handles this. It's going to go slow around. We're going to intervene. I don't want to upset the gal. Yep. You can hear the car getting upset with me, but that's okay. So we had to intervene to get through road construction, and you can see on the screen the car would keep trying to get us into the lane that we don't want it in. So there you go. Another thing that needs to be fixed, right? So we're going to signal back into the lane that we belong in, and now we're going to go ahead and engage it again. So if it was a robo-taxi right there, folks, it would have either gotten a ticket or violated some of the road rules or just froze. So I am a huge advocate of this technology, but I am not going to lie to you. It still has a little ways to go. Welcome to Lynden. There's the sign. We are going to be making a left-hand turn up here in just about a quarter mile. And then my buddy's shop is going to be right there. So this is where I'm going to leave you folks. Looks like we have had a successful, albeit not intervention-free drive. Long video, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I just thank you again for all of your time, and I look forward to us meeting again in the future. Talk to you soon.